What up guys, welcome back to the channel today. My name's Austin. If you haven't seen the channel, we're working on my 3rd gen 4Runner. We're just kind of butting things up. What we just did is re-geared the front rear diffs with and we installed a locker in the front. Just out here
Arturo's pushing hard,
watching King of the Hammers qualifying, kind of button things up. Had a snow day at work today, so figured I'd get out to the garage and get everything kind of back together. So let me get some light real quick so you guys can see what's going on here. There we go. All right, so I left off last time. We were worried about this fitting not it was running right into this oil pan. So what I did is I found a banjo style fitting and just kind of got it at the right angle to where this hose just wrapped right around the oil pan, and then it just goes right on up to the compressor. This is not permanent. Oh, this is how it's going to be right here. I'm not just going to leave it in this tubing like this. I got some sheath that I'm going to put over it to kind of protect it from the heat and just, rubbing on things so we don't get any air leaks ever. It goes all the way up there, you can kind of see it. So that's it for the ARB. I did function test it and everything. I got no leaks, holds air well, and we're looking good there. Also got my front drive line put back on, so that's always good. The rear is pretty much there. Just got to put the rear drive line on. I got longer links for the sway bar here because it was hitting the e-locker cover. You could actually see that in one of my videos. New bushings. These are off of a 2nd gen 4Runner. They're like an inch longer than these other ones. So that's pretty much it for the rear. I got everything else put together. Just need to add fluid, put the CVs back in, and we're rocking and rolling on this thing. We'll just work on breaking in the gears after that. Oh, I gotta trim the airline up, and then I want to put some like loom over this so it's not just all exposed. This is just all the connectors for the compressor. And then yeah, it's coming along nicely. Can't wait to get this thing back out on the trail, so let's get her done. All right, so we got all this loom put on here. Looks nice, really makes it just look clean in here. Protects it, all good there. Next thing on the list is I'm gonna grease my drive line on the bench real quick because it's easier. And you should do this every once in a while. So do that, and then I'm gonna slap this bad girl in. I'm also gonna throw some grease on the slip joint here just to keep that functioning properly and so it doesn't ever seize on me if I need to take it apart. Clean it up a little bit, throw some grease on it, and it'll function nice and smooth. All the joints are greased. Looking good. Holy cow, guys, you'll never believe it. Check this out. Rear drive line, front drive line. My truck is 4-wheel drive again. Yes! Never thought I'd see the day. All right, so just a little something that I always do is these are your lower ball joint bolts that connect the spindle to the lower control arm, the lower ball joint. These are pretty vital bolts if you on the 3rd gen. They tend to back out and shear off, and that causes a major headache. A lot of people just buy new bolts. I probably should, it's probably time, but I want to get this project done. So to kind of combat that, I'm going to chase these threads, get them all nice and clean, because you can kind of see there's a bunch of crap on there. I always Loctite these and I torque them down to spec, which I believe is like, I'm not gonna guess and tell you something wrong. I'll link it in the, or I'll write it down here in the bottom of the screen after I look it up. But just something I do. You guys, if you can learn from it, you know, then I'll pass it on. So let's clean them up. I'll do all 8 of them, and then we'll reinstall them. Be good to go. So there you go. Before and after. So much better. Just make sure all those threads have engagement, you know, it's nice, reassuring. All right, so let me run you through how I do this. Bolt in the vise, die. It's a 125 M10 die. Little oil for lubrication. And just twist. Gets a little tough, just back off. And then go forward again. And then just over and over again until you're done. I have sheared these off and actually lost them. And I've had several buddies who have had the same issue, so always take your time, do things right, so you don't get stuck on a trail. Bam. That's how it's done. Guys, we did it. This 4Runner is back together. All I have to do, I've said this several times now, I need fluid in the rear diff and the front diff, bolt the tires on, and it's done. Let's go to the parts store. Let's drive this thing today. Let's drive it today. I have waited so long. Just, man, can't even believe it's done to this point. I know it's not that crazy of like a project, but just balancing everything, ordering parts, working every day, all that kind of stuff, just makes things take a little bit longer. But appreciate you guys hanging out with me and subscribing and liking and commenting. Keep it coming. And we got more to come on this tonight, so let's go to the parts store, get some gear oil, and let's get this done. All right, we're back from the auto parts store, and I went with the 75 140 full synthetic gear oil from Valvoline, personal preference. And ARB recommends like I think they called out, they have like medium or like little to no use, medium use, and like heavy use. And I kind of went in between with the medium duty, which called for like a 90 to 140, but I didn't even heard of that. So I did a 75 140 full synthetic. So yeah, that's that. The rear takes like almost 3 quarts. Front takes almost 2, so 1 gallon, 5 quarts, whatever. So let's get it put in. All right, guys, unfortunately that's it for today. But the next video will be driving this thing. So I got everything done, put back together. Diffs are full of fluid. All I've got to do is bolt the tires on and they're good to go. So I know this has been kind of a spread out thing, but it's done now. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned. We're going to go play in this thing, have a lot of fun. So now we're going to go for a test ride in the next video, and then kind of go over the braking process of how to break in new gears and all that, and what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So thanks for following along. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe too. Even turn on that little bell so every time I post you get a notification, because I've been posting pretty frequently, and I plan on continuing to post pretty frequently. So, all right, guys, see you later.